All right, ladies and gentlemen. So today we will be discussing Badaka. Ladies and gentlemen, Shri Ram is one horoscope where I have learned tons of things about Badaka. You know the basic principle of Badaka? All the movable signs 1, 4, 7, and 10. The 11th Lord or the 11th Rashi is Badakesh, is Badaka. In all the fixed signs, 2, 5, 8, and 11, the ninth lord or the ninth Rashi is Badaka. For all the dual signs, 3, 6, 9, and 12, the seventh Rashi is the Badaka. In this lecture that I will deliver you today, you will understand various applications of how the Badak Graha works. This is a little advanced lecture, but I will try to make it easy and simple. So what I'll do is I'll first make the kundli of Shri Ram. Shri Ram is a Karka Lagna. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, and 3. He's got Brahaspati, Devaguru, exalted in the Lagna, and then Chandra in the Lagna itself. Then he's got Saturn in the Chaturtha Bhava, exalted, Rahu in the Shashta Bhava. In the Saptam Bhava, he's got exalted Mangala. And then he's got exalted Venus in the Bhagyasthana. And also we have Surya exalted in the Dasham Bhava. And then he's got Mercury in the Ekadash Bhava and obviously Ketu in the Dvadash Bhava. This is the exact horoscope of Shri Ram. I have got this horoscope from the lineage of my gurus, my teachers, and we have done a lot of research and development on this particular chart. On the internet, you find certain dates and years and time of Shri Ram's birth. They are all fake. They are not correct. Right? This has come from the shastras and lineage. After the research, this is the exact chart. We are not aware of the Atma Karaka in this particular chart, but I, with the blessings of my gurus, assume that the Brihaspati is the Atma Karaka in the horoscope of Shri Ram. Remember this. When you look at this chart, ladies and gentlemen, the 11th Lord, the 11th Rashi is the Badak Rashi. This is Badak here. So the 11th house or 11th Rashi, and the Rashi is which Rashi? Taurus. So Taurus is the Badak Rashi. Taurus has two lords, Venus and Moon. Always remember this. It is home for Shukra and it is Mula Trikona for Chandra. So two planets are the lord of the Taurus. Remember this always. Like Aquarius has two lords, Rahu and Shani. Like Scorpio has two lords, Ketu and Mangal. Okay, always remember this, always. So Taurus has two lords. So the Rashi is Taurus, which is Badaka, and the lords are Venus and Chandra, Moon. You see, there is Mercury inside the Badak house. Now you see, this is known as Badak Lagna. Okay, Badak Lagna. Because if you rotate this, Mercury will be in the Lagna. So Mercury is in the Badak Lagna. Now, this Mercury that you see in the chart of Shri Ram, I will try and understand you. I'll try and make you understand how a particular planet in the Badak Rashi gives you the results. You will understand many concepts in next 40 minutes. You have to go back and listen to this lecture again and again to apply these concepts on your own charts and on the charts of your family members. That is where the Jyotish began. When I started learning Jyotish, I started learning on my own chart and then on my family members' chart and then so on. If you do not understand your own chart, how will you help others? So I want you people to master your charts. At least master the charts of your families and apply these principles that I'm going to tell you. Whenever a planet is lord of a particular house and sits in a particular house, I will repeat this line for you. Whenever a chart is a lord of a particular house and sits in a particular house, it brings the energy of those houses into that house. Look at this Mercury. Mercury is the lord of the 12th house and the 3rd house in Shri Ram's horoscope. It is bringing a message. The first message is a positive message. What is the positive message? That the 3rd lord is in the 11th house. What is 3rd house, by the way? The house of Prakram, house of new beginnings, house of younger siblings. What is the message? The message is that, hey, the younger siblings will have great Prakram. The 3rd lord in the 11th house, in the house of gains. Shri Ram can gain from his brothers, especially the younger brothers. But what is the other message that you see, here, as it is the lord of the 12th house? And the 12th house, what do you have? You have Ketu in the 12th house, first of all. Let me analyze. What is a planet in the 12th house? What is the meaning of the planet in the 12th house? This is very, very important. You see, any planet in the 12th house will always represent a rishi in your chart. Always represent a munivar in your chart. Especially if you have a planet like Ketu. If you have 2 planets in the 12th house, there are 2 rishis sitting in the 12th house for you. If you have 3 planets, there are 3 rishis. If you have 4 planets, there are 4 rishis. Every planet is associated with a rishi. Every planet. Now, what rishis am I talking about here? These are the 10 rishis who have born from the mind of Brahma, the 10 Manasputras of the Brahma. Only these 10 rishis are associated with the grahas in your chart. So if you have Jupiter, it is associated with the rishi, but the condition is it has to sit in the 12th house. So if you don't have a planet in the 12th house, there is no rishi sitting in your horoscope. But if you have a planet sitting in the 12th house, there is a blessing or there is a curse of a rishi depending upon the message that particular rishi is trying to give you. How do you read a planet is trying to give you a message? The planet is trying to give you a message through its dispositor. Who is the dispositor of Ketu? Mercury. What do you mean by the dispositor of particular graha? It is the lord of the Rashi in which a graha is sitting. Okay, now Ketu wants to communicate something. Ketu is not going out of this house. Ketu needs a lord. The lord is Mercury, and Mercury is gone in the 11th house, which is the Badak house. Oh, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by this? This means that this Rishi is going to give you a Badha. When will a Rishi give you a Badha? Whenever there is a curse. Now you have to understand what kind of a curse it is coming. Ketu is representing Rishi Narad in his chart. Okay, Ketu is representing the curse of Rishi Narad Muni. What was the curse of Narad Muni? The curse of Narad Muni was that you did not allow me to marry Vishnu, and I curse you that you will also be separated from your wife Lakshmi and you will suffer. He just said this thing and he just went away. And Vishnu has to take birth in the form of Shri Ram, and Lakshmi has to take birth in the form of Sita Mata, and they have to go through this curse. Oh, do you understand the power of these Rishi Munis? Rishi Munis are more powerful than Vishnu. Then what are Devatas? What are you people in front of a Rishi or a Muni? That is why Devatas are very, very insecure about humans, especially the Indira. He doesn't let you control your Indris. He doesn't let you, because if you control your Indris, you will become a Rishi, and if you become a Rishi, you will become more powerful than Vishnu. It is your capability to become a Rishi. It is not the capability of the Devatas. Devatas cannot become a Rishi. You and I can become a Rishi. All we have to do is we have to work on our chakras, we have to control our Shadripus, we have to control our Indris. That's it. Anyone can become a Rishi. And if a Rishi says something, even the Vishnu has to obey this. He has to abide this. He has to abide this. You see, Vishnu incarnated as Shri Ram. And Lakshmi has the maximum suffering. Lakshmi has no role in it. She is innocent. The only thing is that she is with Shri Ram. At times, if there is a Badak Graha associated in your spouse chart, in your husband's chart, or in your wife's chart, and somehow it belongs to Jupiter in the chart of a female, the husband will suffer. The guru will suffer. If it is associated with Venus, then mother, wife, sister, the females in the life will suffer. There's another learning which is coming. People who are suffering have no connection with what you've done. They will suffer because of your Badak Graha. The Badak Graha is the most difficult planet in the horoscope. It is more difficult than a debilitated planet, and every chart has a Badak Graha. It is extremely difficult. It is as difficult as a curse in a horoscope. As difficult as the curse. See, Mercury is the dispositor of Ketu. So Mercury is carrying the curse of Ketu in the 11th house. You see, the problem here is that these rishis are the Manasputras of Brahma. They are born out of the mind of Brahma. What is mind? Mind is Chandra. So, where is the birthplace of Chandra? 12th house. Jupiter. 12th house. Here is the Chandra born, and they are known as the Brahmin Rajas or the Maharaja Brahmins, top Brahmins. They are extremely powerful. They are so powerful that the Vishnu Avatara has to abide. Imagine. Think about who are you or who am I in front of these rishis. Now listen to me very carefully. Next 2 minutes are very important. You see, Ketu is a Maharishi here. And there is a lord of this planet, of this house. You see, the lord of this house will also represent a rishi, because rishi will try to give a message in your horoscope through a rishi. So now the first thing is there has to be a planet in the 12th house. You don't have a planet, no problem. The 12th lord also represents a rishi in your horoscope. And who is the 12th lord in Shri Ram's horoscope? Buddha. Now I'm going to give you a hint. Buddha is from the lineage, the Mercury is from the lineage of Rishi Pulastya. Rishi Pulastya is Mercury, Buddha Devata. Now you see, he is carrying the curse in his 11th house. Rishi Pulastya comes into the picture now. One of the sons of Rishi Pulastya married a Asura girl, and a child was born known as Dashanan. He has intelligence of 10 heads. You have just one head, he's got 10 brains with him. And he's super intelligent. His intelligence is up to a level where he writes the entire Rig Veda. He converts the entire Rig Veda into a perfect Chandas. Chandas is a meter through which you can sing the shlokas. He converts the entire Rig Veda into perfect Chandas. When he did that, Shiva was so happy with him. And Shiva gave him a title of Ravana. Shiva gave him a title known as Ravana. Dashanan is now Ravana. Ravana is very happy. He's very happy. Ravana requests Shiva to stay with him, and he offered a castle, a palace made of gold. Shiva refused. You see, the word Shiva has come from the word Vasha. Vasha. Vasha is Vash mein karna. Vash. The opposite of the Vasha is Shava. Shava. Shava means you are free. When you die, you are out of this dirty cage. on this Kali Yuga, and you are super free. You and I are in a dirty cage known as body. And when this body becomes Shava, you are free. But how did Shiva is free? Shiva says, you add Shakti to me. When your Shava gets a Shakti, he becomes a Shiva. That is known as Shiva Shakti. E is Ma Jagadamba. His name also represents duality. Shiva Shakti. When you add Shakti to a Shava, becomes Shiva, and it becomes most auspicious. And the only way to become most auspicious is to become through knowledge. Shiva Matra Jnana. Shiva is only knowledge, nothing else. That is why I teach my students Shiva Mahapuran. All you people who have enrolled in Shiva Mahapuran, you people are going to become knowledgeable. You are going to get direct blessings of Shiva to become extremely knowledgeable. Knowledgeable to a level where you can free yourself from this dirty cycle of life and death. Only if you get a curse from a rishi, only if you have a settlement to do on your own wish, you will be taking the birth. Otherwise, you won't. And you will not reincarnate, you will only incarnate. There's a difference. Shiva says, I'm not going to come. You cannot control me. You have no control. Ravana is disappointed. And all the devatas are making fun of him. They're laughing on him. He becomes insecure. He becomes insecure. He said, I might not get the moksha, even if I have converted the entire Rig Veda into Chandas. You see, the Shanan is born from the putra of Rishi Pulastya, and the one of the son of the Rishi Pulastya married a Asura girl. Now Ravana is 50% Asura and 50% Brahmin. That is why he is known as Brahmin. Ravan is the Ucha Brahmin. It's a very high quality Brahmin. We as astrologers, and if you're learning Jyotisha, you should never go to a Dussehra Mela. Never. With whatever status this Ravana was, but he was a Brahman, and we being the astrologers, we being the Jyotishis, we're not supposed to see Ravana burning. Shri Ram has no intention. You see, Ravana's, this 50% of the Brahmana is now getting dominated by Asura. Ravana is frustrated. He is angry. The Asuric side of Ravana is now woke. He's woke up with the Asura side, and he became a terrible demon. He became a terrible demon from the lineage of Rishi Pulastya. And Rishi Pulastya is a Rishi, belongs to planet Mercury. And he's carrying the curse of Narad. You see, there is no direct connection of Ravana with Shri Ram. Ram has nothing to do with Ravana. Ram has destroyed nothing of the Ravana. He is just carrying the curse, sitting in the Badak house and giving suffering to Shri Ram. Ravana has his problem with Shiva. Ravana has no problem with Shri Ram. Rama has done nothing against Ravana, but he become a terrible enemy of Shri Ram. Now you understand that if there is a planet sitting in the Badak Rashi in your horoscope, check he's lord of what houses, and is he bringing a message into a Badak home or a Badak house. See, I am teaching you basics. You people with your own brain will create thousands of combinations. You will practice, practice, practice. Let's talk about Taurus. Taurus has two planets, and these planets are now going to take this Badak energy into the ninth house and the Lagna. Ninth house, Venus. Ninth house belongs to father. It's a father house. Father is your first guru. And the Venus in the ninth house is either the sister of your father or it is the wife of the father. And here it is definitely the wife of the father of Shri Ram, who has played an instrumental role in sending Shri Ram to the exile. She was the one. You see, I must tell you one thing. That if Mercury is representing Ravana, the Shanana, the lineage of this, so one thing more you've learned today is that Mercury is the king of Asuras. So one thing that you have easily derivated today is that Mercury is not a benefic graha. He is not a natural benefic graha. He is on the side of the Asuras. The only Sattva graha is Surya, Chandra, and Brihaspati. Mercury is not. Mercury is not. Now you see, this Mercury is also the lord of the third house and it is lord of the 12th house. 12th house belongs to losses. 12th house belongs to isolation. 12th house belongs to hospitalization. Third house belongs to brothers, younger siblings. Look how I am reading this chart. Look. Mercury here is in Pap Kartari Yoga. There are two malefics. Two malefics. Why Surya is malefic? Surya is half benefic, half malefic. That is why we call Surya as a mild malefic. Why? Because in the Uttarayan, Surya is Satoguna. In the Dakshayan, Surya becomes malefic. Just like Chandra. Chandra in the Purnima is Sola Kala Sampurna, pure Sattva. But in Amavasya, Chandra is Tamas. In the same way, Surya and Chandra both are not pure Sattvas. They are not pure Sattvas. You have to understand this thing, that the only planet which is the pure Sattva is the Jupiter Graha. Neither it is sun nor it is moon. It is only the Jupiter. So here Mercury is stuck between Ketu and Surya, making a Pap Kartari Yoga. And Pap Kartari Yoga will only affect if the Ketu is moving towards Mercury. So Ketu is retrograde. Ketu always move retrograde. If Ketu would have been here in the 10th house and Sun would have been here, it would have not been a Pap Kartari, because Ketu would have been moving away from the Mercury. So you've learned another rule that how Pap Kartari works. In the Pap Kartari, both the planets should move towards the Graha, not away from the Graha. Another deep principle I've taught you today. What is Pap Kartari? When two Pap Grahas or Tamas Grahas are approaching towards a planet. And Ketu is representing Nagas. The son of the Mercury, the son of the Ravana, the Shanana, Indrajita. He throws a Nagapasha on Shri Ram. See, Badaka, the third, and Lakshman Bhaiya. The Nagapasha is killing. Nagapasha is killing. And you have time for one night. And if the Nagapasha is not removed by the sunshine, both Shri Ram and Lakshman will be expired. They'll go. They'll go. And there is a Mangal which is aspecting the Lagna of Shri Ram. Mangal says, hey, I will not let you go easily. I am exalted. Although I am in the Maranakarn Sthana, but I will not let you go. And Mangal is Shri Hanuman. He runs. He brings the Sanjeevani and he kills. He brings that Sanjeevani. And Shri Ram and Lakshman is saved from the Nagapasha. You see, I'm going to teach you one more principle. Mangal and Surya, what is the difference between both of them? Surya is mild malefic. Mangal is pure malefic. Shri Ram is a Surya Vanshi Raja. Till the end, he is telling Ravana, you please, I don't want to kill the Asuras. I don't want to kill any of the demons. Return my Lakshmi, return my wife. I will let you go. Finish it off. I'm ready to forgive. Did Hanuman ever forgive any of the Asuras? He kept on beating them until the death. So there is a principle that comes, that we learn about Mangal from Shri Ram's horoscope, that Mangal will destroy the planets sitting 12th from itself. Which planet is sitting 12th from the Mangal? Rahu. Rahu are all the demons. So Muni Parashara writes this rule, that wherever your Mangal is, if you have any planet sitting 12th from the Mangal will kill it. But after analyzing more than 500 charts, I have also researched another thing. And that thing is that the planet which is sitting 12th from the Mangal has to be the enemy of the Mangal. If that Graha is not the enemy of the Mangal, Mangal will not kill it. Exception, which I have learned in last 2 months, researched on many charts. Any Graha sitting 12th from the Mangal will finish it off. He will hit with his daga or gadha every day. And he will kill you. He will kill that planet until that planet dies. So this is the difference. Mars is torturing every day. It is pure tamas. Surya is forgiving. That is why it is mild tamas. Uttarayan and Dakshayan concept. Uttarayan towards north is always sattva. Towards south is always tamas, rajas. You see, in the chart of Shri Ram, there is drishti of two malefics on the lagna. What is the drishti? What kind of drishti is there? Come on, tell me. There are two planets doing the Rashi drishti. No, Graha drishti. Shani is aspecting the lagna from the 10th aspect. Mangal is aspecting the lagna from the 7th aspect. There is a Graha drishti. Two malefics are aspecting the lagna. You see, the drishti of these two malefics on Jupiter, exalted Jupiter, is useless. What have you learned here? So if there are malefic planets aspecting a strong Jupiter, their graha drishtis are useless. They are only desiring to give some negative energy to Jupiter. Will Jupiter take it? No, it won't take it. So if you have an exalted or a strong Jupiter and there are negative planets aspecting that Jupiter, their drishti is useless. Make a star and write this thing. This is very important. But this drishti will affect the Chandra. Mangal is the friend of the Chandra, so Mangal drishti is not affecting. Shani drishti will affect a lot. I will tell you a very important derivation from this. The important derivation from this is, now this is, you have to write, you have to make 5 stars or 6 stars on your notebook and write this shloka or this sentence which I am going to tell you. In my consultations, I get a question. गुरुजी, हमारे ऊपर किसी ने कुछ किया कराया तो नहीं है? Do I have an evil eye on me? इसका जवाब हमें इस श्लोक में, इस कॉन्सेप्ट में मिला. देखो मैंने कितना बड़ा स्टार बनाया, उसके सामने ये लिखने लगा हूं. अगर आपको जानना है कि किसी की कुंडली में किया कराया है कि नहीं, somebody has an evil eye on him or her, the rule is Saturn should aspect the Badak Graha from the Rashi Drishti or a Graha Drishti. If you see this, that means that person will have 100% evil eye in his life, and that is confirmed 200%. And the planet that has to aspect the Badak Graha has to be Saturn only. And the secondary planet is Rahu. The primary planet has to be Saturn, Shani. Do we have drishti of the Shani on the Badaka Graha here? Moon is the Badaka Graha. I told you, Venus and Moon. Moon has the Graha drishti on, sorry, Shani has the Graha drishti on the Moon. So there is an evil eye on the Moon. Who is Moon in Shri Ram's chart? Mother. So Mother Kaikai has an evil eye. But who generated this evil eye? Shani generated this. And Shani is the labor. Shani is the labor. And the labor in the 4th house is the maid of the mother. The maid of the mother had an evil eye on that lady, and that mother got affected by that evil eye and went to the father and asked the father to give 14 years of exile to Shri Ram. This is how Badak is working. One Badak Graha, one Badak Rashi, the planet sitting in the Badak house explains everything of a life. You've learned the dispositor theory. You learned Rashi Drishti. You learned Graha Drishti. You've learned the evil eye concept. You learned the Mangal concept. See, Graha Drishti is jealousy. Graha Drishti is hatred. You've learned another thing now. Graha Drishti is jealousy. मंथरा के मन में जेलसी आ गई, ईवल आए, दिमाग खराब किया, उसने मां कैकेयी का किया। आप लोग कहते हैं ना, किसी ने कुछ कर दिया कर दिया कर दिया, पुराने जमाने में ऐसे कर दिया जाता था, दिमाग खराब। दिस इज नोन एज ईवल आई। Evil eye on exalted Jupiter is useless, but evil eye will definitely work on the Badkesh.